Hey, Greg. It's one of those games where it seemed to be a little, I guess, unbalanced, I guess. They had the two chances in the first half. Not much after that.
I'm not sure if they had two chances.
Well,
It
they
was
scored 2 goals.
one chance,
Yeah.
and okay.
Yeah, they scored the 2 goals in the first half. And then you guys had the response in the second half. But how did you see the game sort of in total there?
Yeah, to be honest, even in the first half, I didn't think we played poorly. I think we created chances. We got into good spots. We gave up 2 soft goals, in my opinion. I feel like in the final action, sometimes we just need a little more urgency and a little more presence, which is why we came out slightly different in the second half to put 2 forwards, to get to move their center backs more, to try to just create a little bit more chaos in front of the goal when we get into those good spots. In the second half, again, I just thought that in addition to the 2 forwards, there was just more urgency. When we won balls, we tried to play forward. We just continued to build momentum, which led to chances. The 2 forwards certainly played a role inside of that. So again, over the course of the game, I thought we controlled just about every phase of what we wanted to do. But the game ultimately is decided on goals, and those 2 were too easy for us. And against a team like that, that's stingy in every way, it was tough to get 2 back. Having said that, I think this is the 3rd game that we've been undone on handball, in my opinion. I believe this. This is in the silhouette. This is in the silhouette. This is not in the silhouette. This is a handball. When Dayon takes one off of his chest and the referee is 25 yards back making the call from behind the play, what is he doing? That's 2 games ago. The last game, this is a ball that's shot, it hits under the arm and goes that way, is a handball. That is not the silhouette. 3 games in a row, these guys don't know what handball is. It's getting to be obscene, honestly. It's ridiculous. And the game is about margins. They have VAR. They have the ability. They're the only entity in the entire game who gets a redo. None of us else get a redo. They get a redo. And it's 3 times they can't get it right. That's their job. That's their job. And this right now, we're grinding. We're in the margins. We deserve better. We deserve better. We controlled this game. We controlled the last game. We deserve better. Yes, we need to execute better. That's on us. But what we deserve, we should get. That's fair. And those 3 were not fair. And that's frustrating. And I'm fighting for my guys. My guys who are sitting in there dumbfounded that they can't get a call. And that's why I'm sitting here to say it's unacceptable by them. Unacceptable.
Did you get, when it happened, did the fourth official say anything to you or any response from him there?
No, he doesn't say anything. He was so far away from me the game. I don't think I even saw him the whole game. He was next to the Seattle bench every time I looked over. I didn't see him near me, so he didn't say a word to me.
Greg, talk a little bit about Jalen Neal, his performance, obviously getting the goal, and then maybe about Preston Judd as well.
Look, I think Jalen has played now multiple solid games. I think the only thing, if I was to be a little critical, I think on a couple plays in the first half, he dropped a little bit ahead of everybody else, which kept him onside, which may have led to the first goal, if I recall, being critical. But that's what kept the play going. But aside from that, I think he's been exceptional. I think, again, his capacity on the ball, his composure, his defensive reading, he's trying to communicate, he's trying to be a leader out there. I couldn't be more pleased in his growth as a player and his development. But again, it's me being hypercritical in those moments, as I am in general with our center backs, just recognizing in that situation that he doesn't need to drop because the player that is in his view is running offside, and we should just let him run offside. But he's been, again, critical. He's been fantastic. I'm really pleased with his growth. Preston's a handful. That's who he is. There's not a lot of glitz and glamour inside of his game, but he's an SOB on the field. It's just so hard to deal with, and he'll keep running and fighting and gets himself into goals. He doesn't really care about the other phases of the game. He wants to score goals. He put himself into some dangerous positions. I know he feels like he should have had one for sure inside of that. He doesn't need to apologize to me. He did, but he doesn't need to. He just needs to keep working for the next one. That's what being a striker is about. Just keep fighting for the next one. But he's a handful.
Is there some perspective that you can gain? Obviously, talking about the handballs in the last 3 games that sort of affected that, but this team's winless through 5. Does it feel winless through 5?
Yeah, I mean, it is because we're here to win games, and it's been a frustrating process. When you take a step back from that, there's certainly each game for me has had some progressions and positive things. The first game was by far our worst game. The second game, we showed character and grinded out a point. The third game, we came back here and we took control of the game. We took care of the ball. We did the things that we want to do to be who we want to be. I think we should have got more out of that game, as I said before. Then we went to Portland and completely controlled the game in Portland, and would like to have gotten the goal or maybe the penalty that we deserved. It's just that little this or that gives you some momentum to get out in front of the game, to build some momentum, and that's what the group needs right now. But in terms of performance, I think we have progress in some of those ways. I really liked the urgency of the second half. While it was possession-based and we controlled the game, there was some real urgency inside of the final actions, which I liked. And so it's to continue to build off of that. There's takeaways too, and things for me to consider as guys continue to come back and we add 1 or 2 more pieces as guys come in. But we have a good team, we have a good concept, and momentum will start to go our way, and I assure you people won't want to play us when we get all of that working in the right direction.
Hey, Greg, I just wanted to go back about Preston Judd. Getting to see both Jovic and Judd play up front in the second half. Do you feel like those two are complementary fit with each other?
Yeah, Preston he's a little different than the other two. When I say the two, Dayon and also Javi, because he's a relentless runner who's trying to get behind. He's direct. The other two you can link off of, connect. They will drop in. They'll play a little bit. So he's a bit of a space creator and a defender, a center back mover, and somebody who can, in a one-on-one situations, can beat up center backs a little bit, which is the unique part of him. So I think again he's a nice complement to either of those two guys, and also. With Dayon, he's looking to connect and find the balls and get touches and then move off of that. And sometimes I think against two big center backs, it's not as easy for Dayon to create his own space as if he has someone else there who is opening some space for him and showing some of those powerful runs that Preston was able to make.
Yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on Tyler Boyd's performance. He led the team with 5 chances created.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent. I thought he just started running out of gas a little bit in the second half when we were using him a little bit as a wing back. It became a lot of ground for him to cover. But I thought he had a good game. Again, in the first half, I thought he was creating some good moments for us. Again, he's got a different ability to at times be in the one-on-one situation and still get something out of it. He's a willing runner. So, again, I thought he had a solid game. I think, at the end, I just felt like we needed some fresh legs, and obviously wanted to see if Douglas could change some things as he starts to get back inside the group.
Yeah, my final question, just wanted to touch on Lucas Caligari. What is it that you've been most impressed with so far through his first 2 games?
He's just he's like a plug-and-play right back. That's what I kind of say. He's just got such a good education for the game, a game reader. He's smart. He's clever, he's super calm in the possession moments. He's clever in the defending moments. He's just got really good habits on the field, and it's almost like you put a guy out there and you never really think about the position again because he's just kind of doing the right thing the vast majority of the time, He's not a flyer up and down the line like we used to see with Julian. But his capacity to play off the line, his capacity to sometimes tuck inside and do different things has other qualities that will benefit us as we continue to move forward. But again, he's not been here long, and he fits in pretty seamlessly into the group, which shows you kind of the education and the quality that he has.
Hi, Greg. For 150 minutes, only 3 goals, but the chances are there. So how frustrating is it for the group to not get those goals, and how much has it affected not having the experience? You got Douglas back today, but not having him, and particularly Chicha there with his experience in that regard?
Yeah, it's frustrating for the group because I think our expected goals today was like 2.4, 2.5, and outside of that, you want to be matching your expected goals on some level. Yeah, and obviously you want to get the calls that you should get because those are also good chances. But the group is, like I said, they've been controlling games. We've been doing things well. It's taking a little bit more precision in the final action. It's taken a little bit more something. Obviously, Chicha has been doing that for years, and especially been doing that for us the last couple of years. So surely we miss his quality in and around the goal. He's a guy that doesn't need a ton of chances to put things in the back of the net. So of course we miss that. Douglas is one of those guys that he hasn't had the career he has had because he's a bad player. He has precision. He has quality in the final action. He provides something. He's a guy who can change a game in one play. So these are obviously pieces that I believe will add quality to our team, will add upside to our team. I think when it's all said and done and we get all of our pieces in, we'll be both a deep team. I think we'll have a high ceiling for our top quality. And I think, again, sometimes scoring goals is also about confidence. It's about, again, swagger. It's having, feeling like when you get there, you're going to put it away and not feeling like, oh, no, here it is again, and, you hit somebody in front of the goal. So some of that comes with confidence, and when things start to fall for us, I think we're going to be rolling. So right now momentum's against us, but as I said to the guys, we just got to fight our way in it. And once we get it, then we'll be where we want to be.
Hey, Greg. The attack seemed to come alive in the second half. What do you think the difference was compared to the first? And what did you think about Jonathan Perez's performance, his first minutes of the season?
Yeah, with first question, clearly putting the two forwards up top tends to pull the game forward a little bit more when you have two strikers, especially as mobile as Preston was and Dayon was being mobile. I think obviously being down 2-0, it pulls the game forward a little bit more. We were moving center back, spaces were opening up. I think the urgency of our group went to a different level. Sometimes I think in the attacking transition, it's too easy for us to just kind of secure the ball and go into possession. When in the attacking transition, we need to sometimes be looking to try to attack fast out of that. And I think the second forward maybe pulled some of those actions out. I felt like we were, at times we went just to a man-on-man press against them and forced them into some turnovers that allowed us to win some balls a little higher and start attacks a little higher. They went to just hitting balls right long and pushing out. So again, I think we were able to just build some momentum and open some spaces. We had more guys in front of the goal, more guys running through the back line, which forces defenders to make decisions, which opens up ways for us to be dangerous. So all of that comes in the part of there was more urgency in our attacks, right? And I felt like that was the case. And then we just got them pinned back, and then we were able to keep some possession higher up on their field because they just had so many guys pinned back into low positions that they didn't really have many exits, and we could win the ball back and keep them pinned in. So I just thought that led to more momentum in our side. So again, it comes down to finishing those moments when you get them.
Thanks for your time, Greg.
All right, thanks.
Hey, Preston. Thanks for talking to us. Appreciate it. You come on in the second half there. The Galaxy really seemed to pick up some momentum behind you. Greg called you a relentless runner. What do you think you provided in that second half?
Yeah, when I come on, I just want to provide a spark. I want to bring the energy. I know what I can do on the field, and I can bump the defenders around and just show the energy that we needed that second half, and that's all I came to do. Was unlucky to score a goal, but I think it's going to be coming soon. I know what I can do on the field, like I said, and it's going to be coming soon.
Greg said that you didn't need to, but that you apologized to him for not scoring. Why'd you apologize to him?
Man, it just hurts me. I'll be thinking about this all night. I'll get rid of it. I'll be fine by tomorrow, but it's my job. It's my job to score goals. I'm a forward. I'm a 9. That's where I live or die is scoring goals, and I know that. So, of course, I feel bad after the game, and I want Coach to get at least a point, maybe 3 points out of this game, and I know we deserved it. So I felt bad. I know I didn't need to apologize, but it was just in the moment. Yeah.
If you can talk a little bit about your partnership with Dayon. Greg said that you sort of a little more direct, and Dayon likes to sort of find in and fit in, and that your two styles maybe mesh a little bit better than maybe Dayon and Javi. Do you see that? Do you feel that?
Yeah, for sure. I think we both bring a different dynamic. He's really good going in, checking in the balls, and like Greg said, I'm a little more comfortable running in behind and getting behind the defense and bringing that physicality. I think it complements each other well, and I think it shows our chemistry is pretty well up there. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Preston. I think maybe the last 2 or 3 games you've had chances, and the team has created a lot of chances as well. Where do you think you guys? You think you guys are a little bit unlucky right now, and how do you think you guys can snap out of this?
Yeah, man, I definitely think it's unlucky. We had a ton of good chances today, the last game. Pretty much every game we get good chances. I think it's just a matter of time. I think we just need to keep pushing forward, keep getting those chances, and it's just a matter of time before we just keep on scoring and break through that, open up the floodgates.
And then playing against Seattle, I mean, it seemed like every shot almost was blocked there. How did you guys? How frustrating is that? And then how do you sort of work around that?
Yeah, so it's unlucky that they got 2 goals early. It was easy for them to pack it in, which made it a little tougher for us. But I think we did well creating chances, even with 11 men behind the ball by them. We just got to move it around, go side to side, and get more balls in the box. And just it might be even a lucky touch and a lucky goal, almost like Jalen's, but we just got to push it in the box and create more chances.
I think that's it. Thanks for your time, Preston.
Thank you, guys.
Jalen Neal.
Yeah. Hey, Jalen. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Turn my phone off. The goal. How did you see it sort of play out there? Was that Raheem whose first shot was blocked?
I think I think it was Raheem's shot, but it went through like everybody, so it was kind of in the crowded area, and then goalkeeper just made a spill out of it, and I was there.
And Greg has talked about the urgency, I guess, from the first half to the second half. What do you see? What do you think the difference was between the 2 halves?
Yeah, I mean exactly that. The urgency we had to go score a goal. I mean the first half you saw we created chances and we were playing the football we wanted, but I mean it's been a the same struggle we've had at the beginning of this season. We've been having trouble putting the ball in the back of the net, but second half we just played the same way we did the first half, just a little bit better and quicker and applied a little more pressure on them.
Greg talked and he said if he was being hypercritical of your performance, which he likes to do with the center backs, is what he told us. He said that maybe you dropped a little bit on that first goal and maybe led to that first goal, kept somebody onside.
Yeah.
How do you see that play, that first goal that sort of comes in there? Obviously it seemed like there was maybe an overload on that right side that came up there. What did you see?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very hard play to do, and that's what Seattle does. They make hard situations for other defenses. But, I mean, in that case, I think we can just do, especially the back line, just do a better job of, communicating, and me also, communicating to maybe Caceres to stay, or, maybe communicating to Caligari to, limit the space on his left shoulder, or I can even be, covering Martin more. There's a lot of things that can go into that first goal, but yeah, I mean, for sure, I can read that play earlier. I can communicate better. I can read that cross, or just make a better decision on it for sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely hypercritical on myself as well for that first goal.
Have you got to see your mom yet?
Yeah, I just saw it right before this actually.
What was her reaction to your goal?
She told me she can't even really remember the goal because she blacked out. But yeah, she said many people have been sending her videos and stuff. Yeah.
Hey, Jalen, just wanted to talk about, since you've been a regular starter now, what's kind of been the biggest thing you've had to adapt to at the MLS level?
I think just focus and consistency throughout a 90-minute game. Compared to the USL last season, it's a much higher level, and it stays at that level for the whole game. There aren't really, dips of play or dips of quality in the game, so you have to be alert and focused throughout the whole 90 minutes. And it's a challenge that I really like a lot because it makes you a better player and it makes you a better leader also, being aware of the whole field, communicating to everyone for 90 minutes. It's a hard job, but it's mentally taxing too, but I like it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, you talked about, kind of having some pieces on the back line, having Caligari come in, guys having your left back coming in. I mean, how have you been able to adapt to kind of having some changes in that back line, even goalkeeper as well?
I mean, all credit to them. They've come in and, they bought into the system and the culture straight away. I think Lucas has been doing a great job getting along with the team, fitting into our play style. And, the new additions have been great towards our team.
Hey, Jalen, congratulations on your goal. When we spoke a couple years ago when you were on G2, your mom actually mentioned that when she saw you celebrate a goal, when she saw you score a goal as a child, you didn't celebrate. Mm-hmm. I asked you about that. You said, why would you celebrate? You're just doing your job. Mm-hmm. Today, obviously, your first MLS goal, you did celebrate. Take us, through what was going through your head. Like, did you think about not celebrating? What was, what were you trying to do, a celebration, or what was going on?
I mean, my first MLS goal, obviously, I wanted to celebrate. I wanted to go to the corner flag and do whatever I could do, just express all my energy towards that goal. But I was aware we were down 2 at the time, so had an obligation to run back and, just kind of hype up the crowd a little bit, let them know we're back in the game, we're going to keep fighting.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that a little bit more on that. When you were hyping the crowd, how did you feel that reaction, especially because of the moment of the game and what it meant? Of course, it's not the end result that you guys wanted, but just overall, how did it feel?
I mean, it gave me chills just seeing me, hype up the crowd, and they were doing it. I mean, they sounded great, and they were amazing this whole game, to be honest. The fans really motivated us and gave us a lot of energy throughout this game, and I thank them a lot for that, But, yeah, great response from them also after that first goal. I just loved it.
Hey, Jalen, like 3 games, you guys probably potential handball call haven't gone against your way. What's the attitude in the locker room? Do you guys feel unlucky, or what? Yeah, just what's the attitude like in the locker room now?
I think that's the last thing we kind of talk about in our conversations about the game. Obviously it is unlucky what's been going on, but I mean we can't look towards that as a reason for our outcomes or as a reason for our results lately. I mean we have to look at within what we can do better, things that we can control. I mean refs gonna make their own decision all the time, and maybe it doesn't go our way, maybe it does, but it's just something we kind of try to look past. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.